Hello and welcome to my setup video for the Rove R2-4k dual dash cam. I'm going to take you through what I think is a pretty straightforward setup, and because I happen to live in a major metropolitan area, my car is parked outside. So unlike many of you who probably have your car outside your house and connected to your Wi-Fi, I cannot set up the camera in the dash cam directly connected to the home Wi-Fi. So there is a way to do it from an internal situation like a apartment building and then transfer it to the car. So that's what we're going to go through here. Stay tuned as I get set to open up the Rove Dashcam. So I've gone ahead and opened up the box, of course, and wanted to make it a little easier so you don't have to listen to all that wrapping. You can see that there are two accessory boxes which have all the cables and all the accessories it comes with. As you see here, you have a 12-foot cable, clearly for running to the dash cam in the rear. You have the 6-foot cable for the front. You have the 1-meter dash cam info cable. You have some stickers, cable hiding clips, a nice wire trim tool to tuck the wire into the crevices of the car, and some wet cleaning pads. You also have in the second box, you have the rear camera, of course, the dual USB fast charger we'll take a look at, suction cup, and the sticky mount. In addition, there is a included 128 gig micro SD card with the adapter. And then you see the various info, including the manual and some highlighted signs that you can use in the car if you choose. So let's take a closer look at the accessories. Stay tuned while I open them up. So here you can see all the packaging. And I think just a minute ago I said the 12-foot cable and the 6-foot cable, but what's a little deceptive is that there is a 12-foot cable and a 6-meter cable. Why they would mix the nomenclature, I don't know, but there's an 18-foot cable which runs from obviously the front camera to the rear camera, and then there is the 12-foot cable, why it's not a 4-meter, but the 12-foot cable, which will run, of course, from the front camera to the power source down at your cigarette lighter. So here are the accessories. You have your rear camera, your front main camera, your cigarette adapter, your rear hookup, your front hookup, data cable, cleaning wipes, clips and additional information, and then of course, the thing to tuck in your wires. So the first thing I need to do is connect my 12-foot cable from my camera to my actual, say, iPhone charger, which I have here, and then we'll get this started up and be on the way. Interesting item of note, of course, the unit itself is a USB-C plug, the newer one I consider, and of course better for power transfer. But the old end is the regular old USB 2.0. So I have, of course, a lot of chargers like this, the new high power chargers, which we're all using for phones and other accessories. But I also had an old iPad charger, so I am going to plug in the camera inside using the USB 2.0 to the USB 3.0 and get this sucker started up. So hopefully you have at least a 5-volt. This is higher than 5 volts, so I'm just going to utilize this. Okay, I've gone ahead and secured my power to this cable from the USB adapter to this, but it does say that you should put your memory card in before you go ahead and plug it in and charge it up. So on the side here, you do have your SD card slot. I've gone ahead and taken that out. So let's just get the card in. And sometimes these, you really need to use your fingernail, get it in there, hear the click, and you're ready to go. So now let's just peel that off. And then this cable goes on the side facing up, since you'll be trailing this off, hiding it around the car windshield. Let's plug in there. We instantly got a nice little jump screen. Hello, Rove. And then I'm going to have to connect to Wi-Fi and get things going. There we go, formatting the card. I am going to use a time zone set So let's see GMT set up. You know what? I'm going to pause, get this set up so you don't have to watch all this, but obviously you know how to set the time. So I went ahead and selected my GMT of +5 where I am. Hit OK. There we go.
Video mode. Recording started.
All right, so there we go. We have the correct time almost. Looks like I guessed a little wrong for daylight savings, but 11:18, you see the time is there. It has the correct day at least set. And now I'm going to take this through the final setup by getting the Wi-Fi signal together. Okay, I got everything set up the way I need inside. So now I'm going to transition to the car setup using the enclosed tools and all the sticky kits and the trim and all the stuff that you're familiar with and get this thing set up. And then I am not doing a hard wire. I do not yet want to set up the permanent on parking monitor. I don't have that fancy a car. I'm not really too worried about that. I don't park on the street a ton. So this is going to be mostly for safe driving in the city and exploring what happens on the road. Catch you back in a little bit. Okay, I've assembled all the parts down here in the car, of course. And this is going to go right up here next to the main module. I don't have too many of those black dotted lines that you have to avoid. You want to get it right on the glass itself. So I'm going to clean the inside, pick a spot, and then begin to run the wire down along the side here, making sure not to do anything with the airbags. Come along the bottom here, figure out where's going to be the best spot here, and then meet it up, of course, in the spot right there, which I'll show you some other ideas I have for that, since I'm also running in an extender antenna, so I'm going to need to expand that port. Okay, let me get this set up. Stay tuned. Depending on if you're in a rush and sometimes don't read every direction, like I could be guilty of sometimes, there is this card which has what looks like just some directions, and then of course a square, right, or rectangle there. So this is actually what they suggest to put onto the windshield to then affix your mount to, so that you don't have any of the glue residue on the windshield itself, which is really a brilliant idea. So you just affix this, I just clean the area, you fix this, pop it on, and then you can always remove the unit safely. So let me get that in place, and then we'll be on our way to running the wires. All right, so we got the windshield protector up, we got the grip up, or the holder, we've got the 12-foot cord in the right place, and I snaked it around up in here, used one of the enclosed clips in the corner here, and then I have a problem because this is actually an airbag panel. So you don't want to pry into anything in here. So I'm going to tighten this up with another clip or leave it hang for a bit, let some of the sun, straighten it out. And then, of course, easy enough to run it down into here. On the back side here, I put a couple pieces of gaffing tape, ran it under there, just a quick couple pieces of tape just to hold it, get this all centered, set up so I can decide what my next step is. And then here's where I run into a problem. So I've got, as I mentioned, an external extension antenna, which also uses the cigarette lighter socket versus the other two sockets, which are USB-C, which is great, but I needed another socket. So I went ahead and bought an extender, a 1-to-2 extension for the cigarette plug. And then, since this has, of course, the two USB 2 plugs, which is not that great in this day and age, I went and bought a cigarette lighter extension, high power power delivery device. So now I have USB-C and USB 2.0 in there. So I'm ready to go. All plugs are filled, so to speak. And I still have my two phone chargers here, as well as, of course, that's actually a wireless pad, which has nothing to do with any of this. So let me go ahead, see where I'm going to wire the rear camera setup. because that's going to be the next cable that I got to figure out where I'm going to wire down. Okay, and that is basically a wrap of probably the sloppiest install you will watch. But everything is good, so let's give it a whirl. Turn the car on. I've got my adapter I mentioned. I've got the camera plugged in right here. This is just a spare USB-C. Now I have plenty of others, and you just heard I've got the dash cam on and working. I hooked up the rear camera, but I have not affixed it to the windshield yet because this is in the garage and I don't want to place it until I can really see the outside world. So it's just kind of laying in there. Let's see if we could zoom in a little. You can just see it's just basically showing the back of the garage. But I am ready to go. This, of course, I can wiggle a little bit as I need to, just if I wanted to adjust for anything. Oop, that just took a snapshot. But anyhow, it's great to do. I've got my wires sloppy for now, but when the sun heats them up, I'll put them in a better spot. I've got them wound down there, come around here. And then the rear cam was easy because those just fit right under the plastic there. You could see it there, the lip, and I ran them all the way to the back, put them up behind the back seat and onto the back deck. So that's all happening back there. The camera's just sitting there for now, waiting to go in. So if you've made it this far, that's pretty amazing. I give you credit and I appreciate it. I also have the camera so I do not see it when I am driving. I have it just hidden behind my view, which I think is good for not being distracted by the camera view. And hopefully now get a little bit of an insurance discount. I've got plenty of plugs should anybody want to come in and do some charging. And that's it, folks. I also love these magnets, which are really handy for putting the phone or my antenna holder. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking it out. Enjoy your dash cam and have a great night.